So a mode of transmission is through sexual and pregnancy. So sexual, we have the unprotected sex, and through genitals, not organs. So for the pregnancy, it is particularly in the delivery of the baby. So we have the complications called the premature birth, the eye infection that can cause to blindness, and meningitis. So the signs and symptoms, we have the phlegm. So T is for tender testicles. Ito yung pananakit or swollen yung mga testicles ng mga lalaki, and it can lead to infertility kapag hindi ito na-treat agad. So H is we have the hurts to urinate. Ito yung may mga burning sensation tayo kapag umiihi. And akala natin na yung smile, hindi alam tayo, pero may STI na pala tayo. So E is for erythema. Ito kung saan infected, kung saan body part siya infected, kung sa genitals ba, sa throat, or sa anus. So C is for conjunctivitis. Ito mainly sa newborn baby. Yung may mga eye infection sila that can lead to blindness. And buti na lang meron tayong erythromycin, yung pinapayos sa mata ng baby or nilalagay sa mata ng baby to prevent this. L is for lack of signs and symptoms, especially sa mga women, so we need to educate them. So A is for abnormal discharge. Ito yung mga thick, yellowish, greenish discharge kung saan area naman siya infected, kung sa genitals, sa anus, or sa mouth. So P is for pelvic inflammatory disease. Kung hindi ito na-treat, mag-i-spread siya to fallopian tube, ovaries, or uterus that can cause pain or sometimes ectopic pregnancy. So next is we have the diagnostic test. We have here the urine stool and the swab collection. And for the treatment, we have the antibiotic therapy. For non-pregnant women, if hindi complicated, we need to give the single dose of ceftriaxone IM. And if not sure naman chlamydia siya, we can add the doxycycline. Kasi usually, yung chlamydia and gonorrhea occurs together. So kapag pregnant women naman, same thing dito. But if not sure naman nawala siyang chlamydia, we need to give other medication except the doxycycline because contraindicated siya sa pregnancy because it can affect the bone and the development of the baby. So next we have the nursing management. Of course, assess for signs and symptoms, yung laklak na sinabi natin kanina, or yung mga high risk, which is yung mga 25 younger and mga sexually active, and sa lahat naman ng agents, yung mga multiple sex partners, and that's for chlamydia. Yun yung sinabi ko kanina, yung chlamydia, yung gonorrhea, usually occurs together. So sa mga non-pregnant, yung mga sexually active less than 25 years, we need to test them yearly for STI. Sa mga pregnant naman, sa mga pregnant women naman, we need to test them yung mga less than 25 years of age sa first prenatal visit nila. Pero if patient is older than 25 years old, we need to test them for high risk and test again sa third trimester nila, which is about 28 weeks. So, yung mga education nila, ito yung mga importante turuan namin sila. They avoid yung sex muna until 7 days after the medication is complete, and of course, kapag wala ng signs and symptoms. Then, kapag i-resume naman nila ulit yung sexual activity nila, of course, gumamit muna tayo ng condoms para ma-prevent natin yung reinfection. And sexual partners, of course, should be tested and treated. And the last is, i-retest natin sila after 3 months whether you are pregnant or not pregnant. So, yun lang po, and thank you for listening.
So the next topic I'll be discussing is, so we all know that syphilis is a sexually transmitted infection that can cause serious health problems if it is not treated. And the causative agent of syphilis is Streptococcus
age group are the adolescents and young adults who ages 15 to 24 years. For the incubation period, it typically lasts about 7 to 14 days, but can range from 1 to 3 weeks. For the period of communicability, a person is continuous as long as the infection is present. The communicability ends when the person has completed the effective antibiotic therapy. And then the period of recovery, uncomplicated infection improves in 1 to 2 weeks. But for the complicated infections, such as PID and epididimitis, may take several weeks or longer to fully resolve. The PID is the pelvic inflammatory disease, which is the serious complication for women. But as for men, it is the epididimitis. And the mode of transmission, primarily penile, vaginal, oral genital, oral anal, or genital anal contact. And there is also a vertical transmission for this infection. When the infected mother delivers the baby during vaginal delivery, but there are some cases that it can transmit the chlamydia infection to the baby, even if it's in C-section or cesarean, but it has a low chance. And then for the symptoms, in majority of cases, none. Hindi po lumalabas yung symptoms sa most of cases. For me, pero kung meron, sa women, ang symptoms na is mild irritation or itching, burning urination, or slight vaginal discharge. And for men, urethral discharge and burning irritation. And for newborns, conjunctivitis which lasts up to 5 to 12 days after birth. The symptoms are red, swollen eyes, and also pneumonia in 1 to 3 months, rapid breathing, and cough.
So for the continuation of what Ms. Marijuana said, we have pathophysiology. Chlamydia is caused by Chlamydia trachomatis, a bacterium that enters the body through mucous membranes, cervix, urethra, rectum, throat, or lungs. It infects the epithelial cells and multiplies inside them, causing inflammation. If untreated, it can lead to complications such as pelvic inflammatory disease, infertility, ectopic pregnancy, or even chronic pelvic pain. So we have diagnostic tests, NAP or nucleic acid amplification test. It is gold standard to test chlamydia DNA from urine or swab, from cervical, vaginal, or urethra. Next one is urine test. So alam naman natin yung urine test. First, catch urine sample, non-invasive. So third one is the swab test. Vaginal, pharyngeal, or rectal swabs when needed. So the last one for diagnostic test is screening test. Routine testing recommended for sexually active women, greater than 95 or higher risk individual. So itong screening test, mas recommended siya sa mga active women na sa sexual intercourse. So we have the medications. So we have first 9 antibiotics. First one is doxycycline, 100 mg PO twice daily for 7 days. Next one is azithromycin, 1 gram single dose, pwede siyang alternative. And erythromycin or revofloxacin used if allergic or pregnant. Azithromycin is mas preferred siya sa mga disco. So important, treat sexual partners to prevent infection. Alam niyo naman siguro na pag nakuha na kayo ng chlamydia, pwede pong mag-treat sa mga sexual partners ninyo. Even babae man po yan or lalaki yan. Avoid sex until 7 days after completing the treatment. Siyempre, bakit naman continue po nila yung antibiotics nila. The next one is monitor for signs of first infections like fever or severe pains. And syempre, encourage routine STI testing. Sasabihin mo sa partner mo, or ham, tara, pa-STI testing tayo. Next one for teaching, correct condom use. Baka matangkan lang na kaya ka, hindi pa mo ako sa tikot. No.
positive na rin na magpapalip ka. So, true ba tayo ang hinahanap? And then, sharing needles or syringes. Kunwari na ginamit mo yung syringe na to sa infected na tao, tapos hindi mo alam na infected pala yun, tapos na-break ka. So, better na magpa-test ka na agad para at least, diba, malaman mo agad. And then, mother to child, pregnancy, delivery, and breastfeeding. Ito ay parang pag yung mother, common lang to, diba? Pag yung mother may HIV, tapos positive na makuha ng anak niya, magpapositive yung anak niya. Since positive na yung mama niya, tapos makukuha niya dito through breastfeeding. And then that transfusion with infected blood. So kailangan, di ba mahalaga pag nag-donate tayo ng blood, chinecheck muna tayo kung nagpatas ba tayo ng HIV, ganun kung positive or negative ba tayo, kasi hindi tayo pwede mag-donate ng blood kung infected tayo or kung positive tayo sa HIV. So, ano nga dapat ang mga diagnostic test na pwede para malaman kung may HIV tayo, antibody test, HIV-RNA test, CD4 count, and viral load test. So, ito lang yung mga viral load test is, ito yung exam or test na ginagamit upang malaman kung gano'ng karaming virus ang nasa blood. Kung gano'ng karaming virus ang nasa isang blood. So, viral load test. Tapos, treatment naman, actually wala pang specific na gamot para sa HIV. So, meron lang tayo dito antiretroviral therapy, which is ginagamit ito para maka-increase ng CD4 cells or CD4 count ng tao. Tapos, parang therapy ito para mas maging long o mas maging mahaba yung buhay ng infected ng virus. So, ito lang muna yung parang therapy o parang treatment na search ko, antiretroviral therapy. So, ito lang muna. So, as much as possible, mas maging maingat. Kasi wala talagang specific na gamot para sa HIV. So, we have here the preventions. Prevention, syempre, number 1, have a safe sex. Mag-condom tayo. Get tested regularly. And then, do not share needles or do not play with needles, especially those healthcare providers and those student nurses who are having their clinical duty. Yun lamang po, ang HIV naman po, ang importante malaman natin ay HIV ay hindi naman ito nakakahawa like pag naghahag lang kayo, pag nag-share lang kayo ng meals, pag gumagamit kayo ng same toilet or utensils, or kapag magkatabi lang kayo or nag-touch lang kayo each other, hindi po yan nakakahawa. Parang yun lang po kasi yung alam ng iba, like amit, na parang kung may HIV ka, na parang ayaw mo na nilang lapitan. Pero hindi po yun ang right. Ito po yung mga mode of transmission talaga. So, I think that's enough. I simplified the explanation for us to know it more easier and in simpler terms. So that's all. And all I want to say is get tested regularly. Thank you so much.
HIV virus na to, nag-enter siya sa bloodstream ng mga hunters through the wounds, cuts, gano'n. That's why nagkaroon siya ng zoonotic spillover or kung paano na-spread talaga originally sa human beings. So, reservoir, CD4 plus T cells. But before anything else, I will be defining muna kung ano mga yan. So, CD4 plus T cells is actually a white blood cell, specifically T cell. Cell-specific siya. Ibig sabihin, kumapatay siya death niya. So, ganun yung nangyayari sa stage 3. Parang, since na-weaken na ng sobra yung immune system, bigla siyang aatake na bigla na parang siyang nagulat, na parang naipon na lahat, or na-accumulate na lahat ng pwede ma-accumulate. That's why, nagkaroon ng mga persistent fevers and such na mga signs and symptoms. Kumbaga, parang version ko siya ng acute, pero mas malala yung mga signs and symptoms dito kasi nga, hyperactive yung immune system. Hindi lang din yung mga infected na mga CD4 yung nadadali, kundi pati yung mga healthy CD4 T cells at saka yung mga healthy tissues natin. So, nagkakaroon ng parang kaguluhan na sa immune system natin. Parang gano'n. And then, stage 4 naman, dyan na, pumapasok yung opportunistic infections, cancer, psychosis, sarcoma, neurological like HIV, dementia, gano'n. Kasi nga, nag-collapse na. Therefore, dyan na pumapasok lahat yung pag-occur ng mga infections na hindi natin ini-expect. Pero dahil na wala nang nalaban para sa katawan natin, puro na lang tanggap ng mga sakit. Parang gano'n. And for the diagnostic test, we have screening test as the early step, ELISA and LAT. Which means to say na hindi ito yung mga test para masabi na positive talaga